So let's talk about where we are with things with this client. It's nice that we have the dining room table to start out with the inspirational pieces. So what did you find out for the chairs that we have here on the foot and the end of the table?
Well, we pulled a black chair on the ends of the table, and it's a very simple linen black chair that just complements the scale of the furniture because this is a mid-century piece. The scale tends to be a little not as heavy as you'd find in today's world. So we've complemented the ends with a nice black.
And I think in the living room, we did find the perfect sofa in that furniture store. Let me just find it. Is this the one?
Yes, it is.
Great. Well, I love how those arms are. It's not that bulky arms. So I think, you know, like people forget that if they have a small space and they bring in the bulky arms, that they tend to like take over much more space than they thought they were going to do.
And it really fits with the style too of the table, with the clean lines and simplicity of the whole entire sofa. And then, you know, the fabric we chose too is really nice and light, and I think it works great in the space.
Great. And then we have this chair over here, which I believe is this one.
Yes. And what we did with this chair is we actually picked the chair out that has more of a metal frame to it. And then, you know, we introduced the pop of color, where with the sofa we kept it more of a neutral tone, but we were able to add a pop of color in with one of the chairs.
I like the way you guys didn't mix and match. I mean, you know, like people tend to mix and match wood finishes and stuff, and I think I like where you introduce the metal and then the different finishes of the wood.
Yeah, and textiles and the textures that you put into a room really dictate and give a room a patinaed look. So it lends itself well to this design.
You know, the other chair that we did is also interesting because it does not have arms. So it actually just is a very open chair. It spatially doesn't take up a lot of space, where if you did have arms on it, it would actually feel a lot larger and a lot bulkier.
This looks like a piece of a sectional. Was this from a sectional?
It was.
Yeah, that's very smart.
And we maintained a nice conversational area, which is really important because if you're going to be sitting down, you want to be able to talk to people and not feel like you're having to shout across, you know, an area to actually be heard. So we did make a nice conversational area, but we also tried to make sure that we left, you know, space for people to walk through. So we do have a nice pattern of way of walking through the entire space so that someone doesn't have to guess of how to get through the whole entire space.
Did we decide on colors? I know this is very neutral. I know she had like artwork. I think this is the artwork that she wanted us to pull the colors from.
Yeah, it was nice that they already had a few existing pieces that we could really, you know, be our inspiration for their room. So we took their pieces of artwork and we've followed that through with the chair that you'll see, and then the sofa and the other chair, the complementary chair, are going to be in the gray linen.
This is nice. So I think this pillow. So we add this to
the design? And when you're staying with the contemporary style, you want to, and minimal as you mentioned, we don't want a lot of pillows, a lot of patterns. We're keeping it very purposeful in everything that we're selecting. So again, that colorway looks great with their art pieces.
Talk to me about the area rugs.
So with the area rugs, we still kind of kept them on a neutral tone, but we still wanted to add a lot of play and funness to the space. So we picked actually an animal print to put under the seating area. And you know, you want to make sure that it's large enough that your pieces are on it, and you don't really want to dangle too many pieces off of it, but you want to make sure it's a nice, and it anchors the space. And the same with your dining room. You know, we chose one that was a size so that the chairs with someone sitting there, and when they get up, that they don't have a chair toddling off of the area. And we, you know, picked two front prints that actually they complement each other, but we definitely didn't want to use the same area rug in both spaces.
I love how you did that. So what about lighting?
Always think about lighting. So we have 3 levels of lighting in this room. And the first piece that we're already existing would be the chandelier over the dining room table. When you're working with a small space like we are, if you're getting large drum shades or larger shades that you're working with, they tend to take up more physical space in the room. So we've kept it very minimal, yet allows the proper lighting for that space.
I like the way you carried the shape, you know, like you used the shape in the dining room and carried it over to the living room. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same fixture, but I think you have that common like shape or color or common thing that you carry over to make it work. Well, great. I think you guys did a good job. I'm very happy.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
Yeah. Welcome back to Good Living by Design. We're now ready to show Janine her parents' space. Hi, Janine.
Hi, Lenore.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Excited to see your parents' space?
I'm ready to see it.
Okay, let's start here. So this is the living room. We picked this nice sofa. It's very clean line because I remembered you said minimal and clean lines.
Minimal and clean.
And because of the small space, we didn't really like anything that's bulky. So it's a very low profile sofa, very neutral.
Very
We
nice.
brought the pops of color on the pillows, and we picked those colors up from the artwork
Great.
that your mom had.
Right.
So what do you think?
I think it's gorgeous.
As you can see, we also introduced this green chair, which is not part of the series.
Okay.
But it adds a little pop to the room.
All right.
We picked up the color of the green from your mom's, again, artwork and her kitchen.
I love the fabric.
This chair over here we introduced, and it's really part of the series, but it's not really a chair per se.
Okay.
It's a sectional, and it's an armless sectional.
All right.
And I think it's great for the space because it doesn't have the arms. So as you can see, for traffic flow, it's perfect.
Yeah, I think so too. There's nothing big or cumbersome about it, and I think it's perfect there.
Right, and then we just added this touch of color again.
Really pretty.
Let's talk about the coffee table.
Okay.
As you can see, instead of getting like a wooden coffee table, we introduced glass in the space because I think glass minimizes the visual clutter in the space because you're able to see through and you're not.
Yeah, it looks really open and airy.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good choice.
Well, we brought in this area rug. As you know, the area rug anchors the space.
Okay.
We tried to bring in a little bit of modern. The animal print, I think, produces that. And you'll see once we get to the dining room, we chose another area rug that doesn't really match with it, but complements it.
Okay.
So how do you like the space so far?
I think it's beautiful, and I think they're really going to like it.
Let's go to the dining area.
Okay, great.
So as you can see, we used this table that your parents got from their wedding.
Yes.
In the 50s
50
as
years
the
ago.
inspirational
Yep.
piece. We used the table to pick up the lines of the other furniture in the room.
Okay.
And it's so perfect because the scale is perfect for this room.
Great.
Linda and Jen was able to pick these two chairs at the head and the foot of the table.
I really like
it was
the chairs.
hard because then, as you can see, this is lower than the typical furniture right now.
Okay.
So it was difficult for them to find the right height of chair, but they were able to pull it off. And then just to add a pop of color, we just did the stable runner, again, pulling the colors from the artwork, and you know, the pillows, the colors of the pillows and the throw blanket there. And then we just added, you know, like the metal finishing. As you can see, we carried the metal in the chair in the living room
Right.
and here in the dining room
Okay.
to complement the metal in the kitchen.
Terrific. I think they're going to love it.
Do you like it?
I love it.
And
Yeah.
to anchor the room, as you can see, I talked about the area rug. This is sort of a different area rug. It has a different texture as that in the living room.
Okay.
But it still goes together. It's still modern. The colors complement each other.
Okay, so it works.
You like it?
I really like it.
Do you think
Great
they'll
job.
like it?
I think they're going to think it's terrific.
Great.
Thank you for all your work.
Oh, you're welcome.